Big F in chat.
You.
Greetings, everyone! Welcome to Children of Rath. We're playing D&D. It's set in a Magic the Gathering world. It's Dominaria. If you're not familiar with it, go check out the original set of Magic the Gathering. That's Dominaria. That's the world of it. There you go. But it's D&D. Set in that world. So, to catch you up a little bit on what happened last time and what's been going on if you're new to joining us, we are a number of episodes in. Our cast of characters here down below me in the Magic the Gathering color spectrum have been on many journeys. They've been to Bogarden, Orvada, Vidalia, the Merfolk Empire, and now they are in Talaria Under the Sea, an undersea wizard school set next to the ruins of the original Talaria Academy.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
And effectively, a month has gone by. But we're going to kind of review now what has happened in that previous month that these characters have had in the college. So we're kind of going to go over that and kind of go over what they've been learning. But for
Frat
now,
parties?
Probably. I mean, at least one of you has probably been to a frat party. Which is really weird because the Talarian frat parties are not like you want. They're like, probably like Revenge of the Nerds frat party.
That's even better. They're awesome.
For Carrie, that's perfect.
Yeah, Kaz went there.
Mm-hmm. They're like educational and like really nerdy and laid back.
Well, Carrie, I'm sorry, but I think you'd be an Omega Mu.
What?
That was the female.
That was a sorority. Yeah,
that was the sorority that hung out with the
nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds crew.
I think you're the nerds here.
Look, I remembered it once he mentioned it. I would not have remembered it on my own.
And they were part of Delta Delta Delta.
God. Anyway, how about we go through our color wheel as we always do to say how people are doing with the amazing and fantastic month of adventures. Wintress, Lindsay, how's Wintress doing with this attire?
Wintress is basically just hanging out and learning how to best max in his own game.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. She learned musical instruments.
Wait, really? Which one?
She just learned the perform skill, so technically that's pretty much all of them.
Dude, at this point we're gonna have a whole band with like me, freaking Claude, and now Wintress.
I already knew how to do the pan flute, but now I know more.
We're all gonna
learn both of you know how to
organ.
do the pan flute?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Apparently woodwinds are
We're just gonna all learn the organ.
Mm-hmm.
That's our life goal.
We'll have to go back and get some ordnance.
Mm-hmm.
No, we just take Maxwell's arms and carve some ordnance.
In the meantime, Joe, how is Claude doing with everything that's been going on here?
The meditations are interesting, but the voices get louder.
Mm-hmm. And more of them.
Yes, it's very crowded in my head. That's all I have to say.
How about Lee? How's Maxwell doing?
He's doing alright. He kind of got better at instruments, but apparently he spent a good amount of his time sneaking around the college, because, like, he doesn't sleep, and that's kind of just his shtick. He's trying to, like, you know, just do his thing. I did it for the stat and nothing more.
He was like, I want to be sneaky. I'm just going to practice this for a month.
You did it for the stats.
Fish, how's Kazarin doing with the insanity?
I've gone all fucking Indiana Jones up in this.
You have.
Like, exploring the ruins, finding cool artifacts. I might have hit someone with a whip at one point, who knows?
Probably.
A lot of investigating of all these cool ancient ruins and digging up artifacts and experimenting with levitation technology.
Did you shoot anyone that was coming at you with swords?
No, it was instead like the scene in the second one where he tried that, but he didn't have a gun, and there was 3 of them. So instead I just hit them with magic.
Sounds reasonable. And of course, Mads, how's Carrion doing?
Well, one, Carrie's extremely happy because she now knows magic. Two, some interesting things apparently happened with some drugs. And three, yeah, that's it. I don't know why I said three. There were only two things.
Alright, so we'll kind of go through a little bit from our list here of some information about what's been going on and how people have been enjoying it. So, of course, Wintress went to the basic classes with Carrion. You enjoyed learning as much as you could. You didn't really dive deep into the classes, but you managed to pass just fine. And you actually got into some musical courses and got into some performances with Max.
Maxwell?
It turns out, though, that their performance courses are more than just musical instruments. So you got a little bit into acting, a little bit into singing, you know, which your good new friend that you've developed over this time, Hange, she also got into the performances with you then too. Just mainly probably to stay with you and to also, you know, hang around and learn things.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Mm-hmm. You two did a meme duet.
Oh, really?
For the semester show that they put on, the two of you blew it out of the water. Though Maxwell, because it was duets, and Max, you were in the single competition. Two of you didn't get to compete there. You know.
Unfortunate. I
Unfortunate.
didn't have a partner.
You didn't have a partner.
It sounded like you said meme duet.
I mean,
Yes, you've performed all of the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. And
And they ended with the JoJo.
and they became the Mean Girls. No, that's not how it happened. But anyway, they had a very enjoyable time. Now, Claude. Claude, you were diving into a little bit of history and the shadow magics and things like that, you know. You were learning a lot about the past while you were still developing your new magical skills a little bit more. The training itself was interesting. It almost as if, like, a new voice was cutting through the voices that cloud your mind. Though the voices are getting more frequent and louder, there's almost like a new voice that's not really a voice is there that helps to drown it out occasionally. And you're fairly certain that's, like, effectively whatever entity that's connected to death that you've connected to. That has given you a little bit more semblance of peace. Only a little bit. The voices are still there. But, you know, maybe not, even with the new ones that made it very loud, it's not as loud. And your research into the shadow races actually bore some fruit.
Ooh.
There was a number of books here. Now, you will have learned that research here has been broken apart between a number of the academies, unfortunately. But the academy here dove into the Shadows, as they were called. The Shadows was in a space between Rath and Dominaria, it was suspected to be. A accident that was created, almost, between the two planes being so close together. Effectively, one being built to eventually merge with the other. And when beings were being kidnapped from Dominaria to Rath, you know, that's the way that Rath was populated by intelligent creatures and many of the beings that live there. The Phyrexian overlords were kidnapping things, experimenting on them, you know, were kidnapping them to have a experiment base. Yes. So you were included in that experiment base. All the things that you can transform into had bloodlines within Rath. So it does connect up with your own history. And even through your own history, you realize now one of your forms is that of a Dothy, one of the Shadows.
Yes.
The thing is, and which is mostly suspected about what had happened after the planar overlay. It is thought that an unfortunate result of the overlay was that approximately 99% of the beings that were in the shadows were unfortunately destroyed by it. The fact is that the overlay kind of disconnected that shadow realm. There have been a number of individuals that were known to survive it. Also, another group that seems to have been affected by this entire thing is there was unfortunately suspected that because a number of the individuals who went by the title of Ill, the Ill Vec, the Ill Daw, and the Ill Core even, a large number of them disappeared when the overlay occurred. It's thought that even some of them may have survived in a reverse of that entire thing that occurred. But the research is not complete. And there are some more books on the remains and what happened after the overlay that seem to be in probably the main campus. It seems that there have been a number of shadow beings that have seen since then, but they are incredibly rare, and their exact origins are unknown. The only one that is suspected to be completely extinct is the one that you are part of, the Dothy, because they were so corrupted by the shadows. When the shadows pretty much disappeared, they were engulfed by them.
I may be partially the last remaining specimen.
Yeah,
Immigration.
And the thing is, the other group, the Soltari, had already left the plane. Their end location is unknown. It's in a tryst of information that was left over from Urza himself that was actually discovered at this location, that it was known that he, using some of the planar technology that he had helped develop here for things like the Weatherlight, helped them to escape. He didn't say where he sent them, though. So the Soltari, it's unknown if they're still shadow creatures, it's unknown where they were. But they were the friendliest. So most likely, if any shadow creatures survived into Dominaria, they're probably Thalicos, which were the ones that were kind of mad to begin with. Dothy were horribly corrupted and kind of evil. Thalicos were mad. The Soltari went super religious to keep their sanity. And that's kind of what you learn.
Cool. Well, I know my next goal then is probably to get to main campus at some point.
That was actually part of your goals, anyway.
Yes.
So, Maxwell, you'll have an enjoyable time practicing with the bands. You will unfortunately only get third place in the competition. One of the older students there managed to put on an awesome solo on piano of a song that, like, if you had had tears, you would have been moved to them.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So it was sort of like, you felt bad about losing, but it wasn't quite as bad, because you're like, oh man, damn, I lost to an appropriate person. Damn them and their good skill.
I feel like the piano is on like a higher tier list compared to the lute, just saying.
I'm not saying that you're not true, but I'm saying that's probably true.
But is it true?
Of course, you had a number of classes diving deep into musical. Beyond mastering your own instruments, you also began to master your own abilities a little bit more and understand, that you can almost, rather than recreating, you can almost recreate sounds and manipulate them too with your tongue. Mm. Meaning, like, rather than something like akin to a, I'm forgetting their name, the bird people. Please, someone. Save me.
Aarakocra.
Kenku.
The Kenku. The Kenku, who are technically reproducing sounds, even though they're like, can reorder them however they want, and like, it can get complex and stupid. You can mimic the pitch of something or the noise of something and then alter it.
So I can do a mating call.
Or you could make like sounds as if it was like a flute or something from your tongue. So you could do like...
That's really esoteric of an ability, but I'll take it.
The mating call too, if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
if you knew what it sounded like, you could recreate it. Maybe alter it a little bit to like make it, you know, a little sounding a little more natural, rather than like a recording. But
cool.
Yeah. You'll also find that folks just seem to listen to you a little bit more for some reason. It's kind of odd.
Dude, they're blessed by the skeleton wisdom of having traveled for several hundred years.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's kind of nice. Really makes up for some of my party members not listening to me.
You never will.
I listen to you.
You do? Why? That's why I
I
said
listen
some.
to you all the time.
Ergo, some. Specifically, Wintress and Carrion.
Okay, but don't take that personally. Neither of us listen to anyone.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Well, you
I
listen to each
listen
other.
to you. I listen to you, and sometimes choose to ignore what you say.
You
though,
do
but-
listen to me.
We sometimes listen to Cass.
I'm
And
Listen
listen
to all
to
the
John.
time. He's the smart one of the group.
I still make bad decisions, though.
It's okay.
He still sets things on fire.
Okay, but all of us make such bad decisions all the time.
Oh, Matt, I have a question about the 500
Sure.
GP. Do we just flat out get 500 gold?
You can spend up to 500 gold on stuff.
Oh.
So it's not like you actually have money. It's you have spending worth of stuff. Like if you wanted to get like
Through the
credit.
school.
you have like credits, so you can get like new armor, new weapons, any kind of like equipment that you might need, new tools and instruments.
I
stuff
missed
like
that part.
Can
Yes.
we enhance our current gear?
Magic gear is expensive.
Yeah, it's hella expensive.
Mhm.
Give me a few levels and I can just make it, but it's hella expensive.
Well, not even necessarily magic. Like, is there a way I can make my sword better? Or my,
Magic.
it has to be magic, okay.
Yeah,
That's usually
there's
easiest
no
way.
way, really easy way to.
There
you can get a
is
whetstone.
technically a way that you can upgrade it, but it would be by like actually just getting a new one that's made of a different metal. That would be the next kind of in the middle one, and different materials can be better, but their prices vary. Some can be as expensive as some of the smallest magic items. Some of them are pretty cheap. Like something like if you wanted to get a cold iron something, a little bit cheaper. Really, it's only effective against things like Fae. You know? Murder Fae.
Okay.
You know?
Do you have any recommendations on what we should get? Because I'm kind of, like, not sure.
I can talk to you about that. Armor upgrade. If you have if you can look at a better armor that fits within your bill. Like if you can use just light armors, look at the best light armor. I think like there's a chain shirt.
No, that'd
Okay.
be studded leather.
Stud leather's the best. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I was looking at, because I mean, I just picked out new armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I might do that. I was thinking of stocking up on potions, but those were like, were they 200 gold each, or was it 50 gold each?
There's 50 for a healing potion, and
Yeah.
yep. Okay.
Might do
Now, Kazrin.
Hi.
What adventures did Kazrin have? Epic adventures.
All the adventures.
Like I said, it was a lot of archaeology stuff. Exploring the ruins of the old Tolarian Academy that had been sunk. The entire island had been sunk.
Let me put it this way: you did much more adventures than that. By joining in the archaeological department for a month, you found yourselves using actually the teleporter in the academy.
Oh, fuck yeah. Teleportation shenanigans. At one point, I got the head of a fly, but it got better.
So
And then it got worse.
the places you visited for the archaeological department are the following. You spent a little bit more time back in Shiv.
Oh, great.
Of course, the ruins themselves, you were there for them. You visited a small ruins on the outskirts of Urborg.
Ooh.
You went as far as going to... I have to open the map here to get the country name perfectly correct. Give me a second. It's been a while since I've needed to actually open the good old Dominaria map.
I'm making the DM do work.
Oh boy.
you actually took a trip to Otaria, around Crosa, for some old ruins there. And you were part of a almost disastrous expedition to Spartia, where there was 1 billion goddamn thralls.
That does sound like an almost disastrous expedition.
Yeah.
That was an enthralling experience.
Did I, like, lose a finger or something?
No. But you got a cool scar.
Nice. Take it.
It could be like, your choice if it's like one that goes over your mouth or one over your eye. You know, it's like, you know, facial scar.
Oh, can I have a fucking eye patch?
Sure.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna come back later. It's gonna be important, I swear. Adding to equipment, cool eye patch.
Yes. Technically, the most interesting, I would have to say, would be a brief trip you took to the Shadow Academy to help deliver something and trade with something for your... Because you ended up kind of being in this position of being almost the new... there's plenty of people in the magical department, but, like...
He's a gopher.
Archaeological. You became, like, kind of the gopher and, like, teacher's aide to the professor.
I've been here a week and I'm the TA.
Look, you probably have more passion than many of these students at this point in time.
And the only one with living metal on me.
Uh-huh. And like, your discussions on possible levitation type technology / airship technology with your professor have certainly sparked her interest in you.
Speaking of, I found a proof of concept thing that I can do at this level for a levitation thing.
Okay.
I have a homunculus.
Nice.
Ooh.
But in your research on the side, when between all these massive adventures that you had, you did run into information. The history of airships in Dominaria is one that is a mixed bag. Until the skyship Weatherlight was constructed, there was no major airship technology. The technology sort of existed as from, like, the old world, kind of diving back into Dominaria's history for the
Brothers' War?
The Brothers' War and beyond. Just because the Brothers' War had a lot of that kind of technology, but also it dealt into the technology, of course, of Thran. Because they dug up a bunch of stuff from that and then repurposed it, too.
Sure, of course.
So they did have technology of things that could fly. The Thopter, which technically was more of a scout than anything, was a very primitive flying... it was a self-animated glider. And its time dates back to the Brothers' War. I'm sorry, the Ornithopter. To get it correctly named. So, it's not like there isn't flying technology in Artifice. But gaining to that point in time where you had a full airship, something like that, was very difficult. And most of the time, it was either something that was rebuilt from old wreckage, or, you know, the lucky things of, like, the Weatherlight, which was, like, the first major construction of it. Now, this isn't the only one that was constructed, but the unfortunate thing is that the majority of airship technology was kind of stifled when the Phyrexian invasion occurred. The Phyrexians themselves brought airships. They had a fleet of them. The Predator, which you could look into, was I would call it a primitive version of a Phyrexian airship that was put onto Rath to act as its kind of like
flagship.
Its flagship to hold the soldiers of the military force on Rath.
Did I find where it went down?
It went down in Urborg. The last known battle of it was in Urborg at the Evankar Tower, where the Weatherlight sunk it and caused it to crash. It had knocked into the tower and broke apart. It's unknown how many pieces it fell into, if there was any large pieces that survived, but they fell into the Urborg swamp. The tower itself, taking the damage there, collapsed. And the battle was not surveyed for some time.
Right.
The Evankar Tower is in ruins. You know, it's like... the top part of it, that once towered over all of Rath, is now, like, crashed onto its side and sunk into the swamp.
Sure, of course.
So, if anything remains of large pieces of the Predator, unfortunately, they have not been necessarily recovered. Some smaller sections that are believed to have been part of it have been recovered, but the Urborg Swamp is dangerous. Urborg itself is dangerous, and if for more modern reports, which your teacher can tell you on, the Cabal having control over that territory, even though that they've lost a lot of their power, they still use that area as their main base of operations.
Of course.
So they still have control of the tower. As for Phyrexian warships themselves, a number have been recovered. Unfortunately, similar to how Power Stones have been phased out because of the dangers that was discovered to them, a lot of the technology they use to get levitation is incredibly dangerous and corrupted.
Makes sense.
So there have been a few minor skyships that have been rebuilt since then, and a couple, approximately a year, maybe 2 years ago, the skyship Weatherlight was resurrected. Is known to be flying again. It was because of the efforts of the skyship Weatherlight that you will get a full report on. You can get that here.
I will, and then I probably also did research and a report presentation on this cool ship.
If it wasn't for its latest captain, Joyra, an old alumni of the Academy, it was her and the crew that she assembled that dealt the blow to the Cabal. So they're still out there, acting as a heroic crew, so to say.
Sure, of course.
Their exact location is unknown, but Joyra does visit the academies too occasionally, as being an old member, and also technically she visits places like Shiv because she's on the ruling council of Shiv. Because she's immortal, effectively.
Wait, Joyra, I know her. I've made a note of that.
Yes. She's of the Gitu tribe from Shiv, one of the human tribes. She's effectively, unfortunately, because of an accident, she's nigh immortal.
And she knows, personally, our employer, Nim.
Well, Nim's also like 2,000 years old, so he's met a lot of people.
It's true.
And she is actually not nearly that old. Let's see here. I have to figure out the exact timeline of what year it is, because I forgot, and I can give you an... Okay, she's pretty damn old. It's like, the 4560s. And, okay, she's like 1,300 years old. All right.
1,300 years. God damn.
Uh-huh. But also, there's a large chunk of that she was also trapped in some kind of temporal accident that pretty much froze her solid. And when they managed to get her out, the unfortunate thing is that's why she couldn't age anymore. They just made it that she could move again. She's effectively,
Cool.
She was frozen in time.
So, her heart doesn't beat anymore. There's no biological function.
I'm not actually sure. They never say. They just say she's immortal at this point in time. Probably not invulnerable, but immortal.
Yeah.
It's usual, just because you can't age doesn't mean you can't die from other things.
Of course. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Anyway, so,
enough nerd shit.
Enough nerd shit for a moment there. So that's kind of the update on what's going on with the skyships in Dominaria. There are a few in existence that a number of the more powerful nations in the world do have, often using them for more military purposes. It's said that Orvada has one that they use. One of basically the top trade family in Orvada has one in their a flagship of their fleet of trade vessels, but they can also use it more. Things like that. There's thought to be a version of a skyship in Talaria West, the main campus as it currently is now, too. Not a very large one, but they do have one.
Well, it's a good thing we're planning on going there.
I describe it as it's you've got the one sail ships. It's kind of like
schooners. Oh no, gunboats.
Yeah, it's like a gunboat for that, for a skyship.
Okay.
So it's pretty tiny, but it's something.
Whereas like the Predator would have been like a man of war.
Yeah. And the Weatherlight would have been like a class right below there.
Yeah, frigate. I learned a lot about boats.
Forget.
I'm on a boat.
No, we're on land. Land.
We're on a castle.
Now, Mads. Well, Mads, first off, you have an enjoyable time learning some magic, getting into your wizardry, hanging out with your friends at, Omega Moo. No, I don't know. I'm gonna continue that joke from earlier. Thanks, Joe.
Oh no, it was Lambda, Lambda, Lambda.
Whatever.
Right, and Omega Moo.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. Your Revenge of the Nerds and nerdiness can just, whatever's appropriate. She did some fratting. Probably. Because Carrie would probably frat house.
Absolutely.
As for researching, like, the ritual you saw, kind of looking into that, the one in your one dream, you got the feeling that it might have been some kind of sealing ritual. You're not sure what it was sealing at all. But as it's just kind of a strange memory you have, it's kind of hard to find stuff on it. Also because you're not even sure it's your own memory. It's one of those kind of things. It's like, is it my memory? Is it somewhere else? I don't know. So, good times that way. Anyway. So, but one day you decided to experiment with the last bit of substance that you got from the merfolk.
Yes.
One day you did. And of course, Khazard was there, and Claude was there to try to help you out by being illicit on your brain.
It's an experiment. We're in a college.
I'm taking notes.
This is me sitting on your head.
Also, Ray is there for, healing purposes.
Mm-hmm. So, you'll take things,
Take some drugs.
and everything will black out again.
Whew.
This time, you feel as though you're in an endless darkness, an endless nothingness. And a familiar elderly man will kind of walk up, coming from behind you, and walk up next to you. Beautiful, isn't it?
Are you talking to me?
Who else would I be talking to?
I don't know. I don't know where I am, other than a lot of blocks.
Welcome to the Abyss.
Very homey.
Yes. Isn't it? This
Doesn't
place
take
is,
sarcasm, though.
this place takes me back. Some call it hell here, the Nether Void. But our kind is here.
You mean demons?
Yes.
Great. Exactly where I want to be. Somewhere with more demons.
But we all seek freedom and escape. You haven't.
Listen, man, I just took some drugs. I don't know why I'm here.
Because part of you is always find its way back here. The nameless void. The nothing. The emptiness. I myself enjoyed time here. An elder banished this place.
Well, glad to know you enjoy your summers here. I'm not a big fan. Also, do I know you?
Yes and no. We did meet once. But then again, I'm just a shadow.
I fucking hate shadows.
The call out.
You will see his, like, almost human form wash away, as he's now a massive, like, demonic figure. Horns crowning his head, massive wings behind you. As he kind of will hold up his hand and say, like, "Your blood courses through my veins, child. I am but a memory from that blood."
You looked a lot better, like, 5 seconds ago.
A wry kind of smile will pass his face. Your time shall soon come. You can sense it, can't you? The calls of darkness. I know. I may be dead, but the darkness that I brought to this plane is in you. She had no right to stopping me from you.
Yeah, you know, you freak me the hell out, and I'm pretty sure I know who you are. You want to give me a name?
Belzerock,
Yeah, I
Demon.
thought so. Fuck you, Grandpa.
Elder Patriarch of the Cabal, Evankar the Stronghold, King of Urborg, Master of the Ebon Hand. I have so many titles.
And all of them as pompous as the last.
But they are up for grabs now. And who would claim them, child? Who would claim my crown?
Well, it sure as fuck ain't gonna be me.
And why not?
Do I look like I want your power?
You have it.
But do I want it? See, here's the thing that you gotta learn. Some people don't want things.
Just because you don't want something doesn't mean you can't. It isn't on you. I didn't want to be banished to the abyss for a few thousand years after the Great War. But I was
Maybe
stuck
you shouldn't have been a dick.
If you want to blame
Such ornery.
anything of what I've done on this world, blame your friends in the Cabal. It was they who summoned me here. They sought their dark god and hoped to come to this world and corrupt it and destroy everything to rebuild their empire. But instead, they got me.
You see, you need to learn what friends are, because they're not my friends. I have, like, 2 friends.
But perhaps what's left of me can be one, in a way. I'm dead. Again, I'm merely a memory. Nothing more. Just a connection to your bloodline. You can complain and yell to me all you want. But that's all I am. A shadow. But I had many deals. And many problems. That you can get involved with. Because maybe you'll want to.
See, this sounds suspiciously like I'm making a deal with the devil.
The devil is dead, though.
Can you really kill a devil, though?
My spirit, rocked from my body, removed from what essence it was, causing my destruction. I remember the second of my true death. I also know that the essence of me has returned to the abyss. Probably to incorporate itself into a new batch of demons. The black blade has shattered. I don't know where it was shattered, but I know it was. And so, the threat to our kind is gone. But the traitorous bitch who used it to kill me is still out there. Oh, she is hidden and gone to places, but I sense she still lives. Maybe you can find her. You can either claim revenge, or find it that it could be that you could thank her for it all.
Well, I would like to thank someone who fucked you over.
But maybe it'll just have some problems for you if you do so. Who knows? Seek out Caligo if you wish to know the truth. How horrible I really was. Look for a woman named Anna. Anna Lord. Because even in death, she can change her name. But I know she's out there. We were once bonded in a deal. An actual deal with the devil. Well, child. The time has come for you to return to the land of the living. To no longer feel the connection to the blind eternities, the abyss itself. But don't worry. Parting may be sweet sorrow, but you'll bring a piece of us with you. As he'll fade away into the darkness.
I flip him off as he goes.
Wow.
Fucking nice.
That's probably like a greedy demon.
Huh?
They are
It's
kind of
probably
like...
a greeting to a demon. Like, have a nice day!
What's the worst idea?
Claude. As
Yes,
Carrie
sir.
takes the drugs, everything goes black for you. You remember something strange.
Oh god.
A man over you. Shocks, pain. You don't even think you had a form at this point in time. You were just something. Screams. Another man was there, or may have been a man. You're not sure. He cut off a finger and threw it into you. And then pushed the first man in. And the first one became one with you. And it was awkward and awful, and something strange happened. And then you were a form. And then you found yourselves in cages for a while. So many cages. Until a strange man of bone spoke to you. It seemed as though he was looking for anyone, something to help him. And you were the only one to respond in some kind of way. Maybe the only one with a spark of life left in you. And with that, the two would escape.
I remember us meeting.
It was quite magical, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like you're trying to get some help. You're like, I'm alive. I realize I'm a walking pile of bones. I need to get out of here. Frick.
Before anything worse happens to me.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. I'm hoping nothing worse
Before I'm
happens.
only a finger bone left.
Oh
Just
no.
a finger bone crawling on the ground like it's a worm. It's all.
No, it's just his tongue.
It's just the
Oh,
tongue. now.
no.
It's a slug.
It's the skull being pulled along by the tongue.
Oh no.
I'm coming.
In the meantime, Kazarin, you and Radiant
Hi.
get to see the first thing that occurs is that you will see the lizard form of Claude just kind of blast off of Carrion as this kind of black energy wraps around Carrion, seemingly emanating from nowhere. It feels wrong. It is like you've never encountered anything like this before. And Radiant will easily say to you, it's pure mana. Black mana. It's only because it's in my nature I can understand it, but the purest energy is rarely manipulated.
Okay, that sounds bad though. That does not sound very good.
Mortal forms should not have access to this sort of thing.
So it is in fact not good.
No. Unfortunately, I don't know.
Well, shit.
Even one of my kind, which are beings especially created from such energies, can't normally manipulate it directly. It requires very powerful mages, and most of the time they refine it down. Even your or many of our magical abilities that we have are refinements of it. We tap into that energy. It's just like a corruption of it, a stream of it directly. Too much.
Okay, what do we do? Is there anything we can do?
I can try to absorb some of it. Maybe. Because
Okay.
of my own nature, I might be able to. Because
Well, I mean, don't hurt yourself.
I'll try to just filter a little bit off. Maybe to control some of this.
Be fucking careful.
You should deal with Claude.
Oh
First,
shit,
here's-
yeah.
So she's going to be working on that. As Kazarin, you'll kind of go around to where Claude fell off. And standing there is a man now that you do not recognize before. One that is very different than anything before. A man that looks as though, like, his one arm is completely machine.
Jealous.
Parts of his body seem completely replaced. You can see, like, his spine sticking out of his back. This kind of, like, part of where his one eye should be is almost looks like kind of monstrous, as if, like, a fraction of something like a demon or a horror was added on top of it. So this kind of, like, red eye just kind of started looking around and goes, "What is this place? Where am I?"
Urborg.
I've never heard of that place.
Well, you're not missing much.
Strange. He'll kind of like flex himself, like, as you can see, like, you can tell now that maybe the metal parts of him must be made of flowstone at this point in time. As it kind of has a strange sheen to it. And even he seems to be noticing something strange about it. An upgrade? I shouldn't have had one. Now what's this? Birth of a new demon lord? We can't have that now, can we?
Oh, if you try to stop that, it's not gonna go well for you. I'm just letting you know right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stop you, but there's a lot of other
These
things.
strange, almost kind of like mechanical, like spider-like legs come out of his back with kind of tools on each one of them.
Okay, I'm a little jealous of that. Being up front. Who are you? I should have asked that to begin.
You there, Mog. How long have I been unconscious?
I don't know. Who are you? Again, I don't know who you are.
Don't speak back to me. I'm your master. Where's
You're a-
Volrath?
I don't know. Again, who the fuck are you?
You do not recognize Kvix Vesh.
Kvix Vesh. No. Cannot say that I do.
Well, you at least seem smarter than the average Mog, so most likely you've been sent here to work for me. Now come now. Let us prevent this bastard birth.
Okay, first of all, I work for fucking nobody. I do my own shit. I don't know who you are, or why you're acting all sanctimonious, but we are dealing with things right now, so you're gonna have to take a number.
He's actually gonna, like, pull something out from his one hand and throw it down as a massive cube of ooze starts moving towards you.
Oh, I'm gonna throw down a turret then. You can play at that game, bitch.
Uh-huh. So your turret's gonna get a battle with the gelatinous cube. Probably get absolved.
Rad.
Gelatinous turret.
Uh-huh. So, while you're fighting him for a little bit, we'll just
It's
say...
fucking Pokemon. We're having a Pokemon battle. Is what we're doing.
We're having a Pokemon battle in a Magic the Gathering universe.
Uh-huh.
While
Dude.
playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
Geekception?
Geekception.
This is the crossover event of the millennium.
As the darkness is fading for you, Carrion, you can hear a voice. Carrion! Reach out to me! Don't let it get you! Reach out!
I'm reaching out.
You can't see anything, you're just like kind of like reaching out into this darkness as like you're just alone there in the dark. And finally you feel as though this like warm light in this hand reaches out to you and grabs yours. As the energy that's around you blasts away, kind of knocking into everybody, dissipating the Pokemon battle,
Fuck.
knocking the two of you
Pretty
back.
rad.
As you kind of go flying into the wall, and so does this figure, who then kind of like, you can see like this, like almost like the shimmer over top of it, as it looks like his entire form maybe is made of like flowstone, actually.
So fucking jealous.
And he'll kind of scream for a second as he'll kind of melt away into like this actually formless figure that you've never seen before. It just seems to be the strange, almost vaguely humanoid creature made of like a living silver. And you will also notice that the energy field around Carrion is now gone. But she seems remarkably kind of different. And a little more demon-y.
Oh!
I think I stopped it, but halfway through. As Radiance is going to fall unconscious.
Aw.
Oh
As
fuck.
Carrion's
Shit,
just
this
kind of
is almost
standing
going.
there, like just like unconscious, upright.
Fuck. Shit. Okay. Shit. I'm gonna like look over at the formless man. I'm going, okay, just stay there. We'll deal with you in a second, and then I'm gonna go run over to Carrie.
Mm-hmm. She is
And
currently unconscious, but she's out of it, but her eyes are wide open. You'll notice her eyes are like a blood red now.
Okay. Gonna like try to shake or jostle Carrie. Anything?
After a little bit of jostling her, she'll seemingly like wake up. you'll notice a couple other things. Like, her skin has gone kind of like almost like much more paler, almost a little bit of grayness to it. Her horns are more pronounced. She has a massive scion of wings. Her fingers are now horribly clawed.
Hey, you said wings?
Yes. So, you know, like the bat-like demon wings.
Kind of buried the lead a little bit, shifting from that to claws.
You got wings and you got some cool claws.
Claws?
Claws.
Claws.
They're just tiny claws on the end of her.
Different form of claws.
Into the pot, into the market. This little pot away. Oh.
They shape-shifted to, like, different weapons. They're like, ha ha! My little claws!
Jesus.
Now it's tentacles.
Oh no. Oh no. Not strong enough.
Quick, little claws, bare hands!
Oh, so you have the right to bear arms.
Yes.
I have the right to bear arms. Listen, Carrie's arms are always bare. You gotta see the muscles.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway. So, yeah, that was the thing that occurred.
Jeez.
She kinda wakes up.
Carrie? Carrie, are you there?
Ring, ring,
Ring, ring.
Wait, is the party together right now?
I think you and Wintrust were not brought into this for probably safety reasons, maybe?
Carrie has trouble sharing things with Wintrust, apparently.
Some things.
Sharing horribly corrupting drug trips
Yeah.
that often bring up really bad memories. But now
Yeah.
You're
apparently
too innocent.
Wintrust has no idea that the other two took place, and she doesn't know what's happening now. She's just chilling.
Yeah.
Because Wintrust is too innocent, that's the whole reason. But also, do I hear Kaz saying, like, hey, you're there?
After probably like a minute of him doing it, you begin to realize you're hearing someone.
What the fuck is happening right now?
Oh shit, you have wings, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I have wings?
You have wings.
You like notice you will have wings. You'll also notice that your hands are like, you had kind of like clawed fingers before, but now you have like what would be just described as actual claws on your hands, you know?
Yeah,
It's
like instead of just sharp nails, they're like in the skin.
yeah, you're like, holy frick.
What the fuck is going on?
Okay. So much happened. I have so many really weird notes to tell you about. Fuck, Radiant.
What happened to Radiant?
She fell unconscious after stopping a bunch of pure black mana from coursing around you.
Fucking grandpa.
Oh.
Go check on Radiant.
Yeah, I'm gonna check on Radiant.
She's unconscious, but she seems alright.
Can I get her out of unconsciousness?
Probably not. It's kind of like an exhaustion kind of thing.
I cannot fix that.
No. Kind of like overloaded. Probably has a little bit too much mana in her system, a little too much magic in her system. So she's just kind of like freaking out of it.
Okay. She's okay. She's just unconscious, a little exhausted after helping you out from that. So Claude was on your head. You remember that.
I remember that part, yeah.
Pretty soon after you took the drug, he shot off. And then turned into some mechanical person it was like a cyber, like part mechanical. I was kind of jealous. I'm gonna be upfront.
I was gonna ask if you were jealous.
I was so jealous. He had like spider things coming out of his back that had tools on the end. You know what shit I could get done with that? Oh man.
Kaz, back on the point.
Right. Back on the point. It wasn't Claude. I think Claude turned into him, but it wasn't Claude because he was. I can't remember what name he said. It was dumb and hard to pronounce. He started acting like he was in charge and claimed that I had been sent to work for him, which, as you know, is bullshit.
We don't work for nobody.
We don't work for nobody. he wanted to stop whatever was happening to you, but I wasn't going to let that happen because I thought he might try to kill you. So he threw down the gelatinous thing, and I threw down the turret, and then you exploded. And that went away, and then he went and hit a wall, and I point to the shapeless man.
Well, that's
How's that?
creepy as fuck. What do we do with that?
I have no fucking idea.
Well,
I'm the only
how
one
about-
left standing.
How about
I'm gonna
I'll
tell
stay
you.
here?
Okay, Kazrin, I will tell you something now that you're like a little calmed down. One of the things he mentioned, you do remember now. The name Volrath. Volrath was one of the Evankars of Wrath. Basically, the Lords of Wrath that were put in charge
Right.
by Phyrexia.
Right. He mentioned the name Volrath. I don't know if that's important. I don't know if this is now Volrath.
Well, how about you go and find Maxwell?
You sit here and deal with all the weird shit that happened to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and try to figure out what the fuck just happened. You go find Max and don't tell Wintress.
It's gonna be. Wintress is gonna
Don't tell
notice.
Wintress yet.
Okay.
We
It's
need Max
pretty
for
obvious.
this weird shapeless figure thing. We'll deal with me later.
First, I pull out a mirror, like a small hand mirror, and I hand it so you can kind of see what you look like.
Well, that's creepy.
Yeah. This is wild. Wait, did the gemstone caps fall off the horns?
They're just embedded deeper.
Or
They-
did they mold into them?
They probably have been pushed off for now. They probably would have to be readjusted, as your horns are slightly more epic now.
Great! I'm gonna run.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put the mirror down and watch the shapeless figure and make sure it doesn't fucking move.
Maxwell, you're enjoying a little bit of band practice, and Wintress is there. That you're just putting on a little show with the help of the conductor, and Kazrin runs it.
I burst in. Maxwell, holy fuck!
Hi, Cass.
I went to.
Do tell what's going on.
You
This is
need
quite
to
a
come
vulgar
with me.
for
It
this.
has to do with Claude.
What's wrong with Claude?
I have no fucking idea. And if
Uh,
I don't know, then it's bad.
I put my loot on my back and I'm ready to go.
Is
Wintress
Claude
in-
okay?
We'll see. Wintress, enjoy band practice. You've been coming along really nice.
But Claude's my friend too.
I will let you know, but you are just enjoy your band practice. It'll be fine.
Wait,
But
as I'm
Claude-
leaving the room, I say, I thought Carrion was your only friend.
Look, I'm sure Max
Wintress
told
is
you-
now sad. And sadly blows into her little pan flute.
Oh,
Your music sounds really good, Wintress. Bye. Sorry for interrupting band practice.
I'm your friend, too. Carrion's very nice.
Thank you.
You think the
Fine.
three of us would be really good at music?
I think that we could probably start not a band, because a band's for wimps,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
we could
Look,
be soulless
There's-
playing together.
There's why don't we sign up for these duets for the upcoming competition?
Dude, I loved our last duet, you know?
Awesome.
Like when you did the thing with the thing and then I did the thing
It was
and
awesome.
we did the thing together.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, right?
Yeah,
And we thing the thing with the thing.
exactly. That's the thing we could do.
I signed a piece of paper.
Okay. Anyway,
Forgetting totally about what happened with Kaz.
and that's
already.
where the duets were born for the competition. Anyway, Max, you'll be escorted to a room where the first things you'll see is an unconscious Radiant, Carrie, who's now... What the hell happened to Carrie? And the blob thing, which you actually will recognize after a minute. Like, for a couple of seconds you'll stare, and then you'll be like, holy crap, you haven't seen that for, like, a couple hundred years. That's what Claude looked like when you first met him. Before he had, like, where he had vaguely, like, a vague mind, almost like a vague sentience. And before he could even communicate with you.
Wow, this really takes me back. First things first, Kazran, let's help the girls. And then, or if you can help them, I'll worry about Claude.
Carrie has, like, bigger horns, huge wings, claws. Looks much more fiendish than she did a minute ago. Kind of red glowing eye.
That just happened to her? Or?
It was a lot that happened. I should warn you, before this shapeless silver person, it was like this big hulking half machine monstrosity person, whose name I still don't remember. It was dumb and hard to pronounce.
Please give me a history
Do I
check
recognize
with
that?
disadvantage. History with disadvantage.
Okay, let me give that a shot. I guess this is a form I haven't seen.
If I had remembered the name, would it not be a disadvantage?
It might have helped, but you do not remember
well, here's the thing. I don't remember the name. Kazran would because of my keen mind.
Well, I'm going to say, like, even if he probably would have rolled a 5 with normal...
I definitely don't know.
He doesn't remember. It sounds something familiar, but you just don't remember. And, like, again, it's like, until you encounter things, it's hard for you to remember sometimes stuff from, like, 200 years ago.
Could you put the name in the chat so that we can all see and remember?
I can put the name in the chat. It is technically under Joe's thing here. He can see it under his Claude list.
Yeah.
But that is how the name is spelled.
That's a mouthful.
Kechix Vesh?
Yeah. Kechix Vesh.
Kechix Vesh.
God bless you.
Okay. I walk up to Claude's now blob body. How tall is he?
I'd say he's
like at my knees?
No, because he's kind of like, I would say kind of like 5'9", like a very like in the middle kind of average between most races.
Okay, he's just a blob.
Yeah. He's just like, you're fairly certain this might have been what happened after they combined all those bodies together, and just Claude had gotten used to one point in time just being in those forms, and because he can't communicate in this form. He doesn't have a mouth. He's just like this almost vaguely formless figure. He doesn't even have like eyes. It's just like an area where you would think like eyes would be, like vague shapes where like ears would be, or where like a nose would be, or where the mouth would be.
Huh. I kind of look and I kind of wave, and I say, "I know you can't speak, but do you at least recognize me in the slightest?"
You're fairly certain he's unconscious.
Well, here's something I wanted to do since I first met you, Claude, and I kind of play a relaxing tune to try and like see if I can wake him up.
Sure, actually. A familiar tune kind of fills your ears, Claude, as you'll awaken, and everything will be strange. Familiar, but like strange.
But not too familiar.
Yeah, like
When Claude becomes
Not
the
too
Silver
not
Surfer.
familiar.
it's like a vague memory of like something is going on. Like you can sort of hear and see, but it's just like so muted. Like you just aren't connected to the world very well.
Not like the shadow form, no.
No.
Okay.
Different from the shadow. The shadow form feels like you're like almost in a shadow of the world while you're in it. This feels like it's like you've got like most of a blindfold on that you can just see maybe little bits of light through, or like earmuffs that like just don't quite hide all the sound. Things like that, they're not perfect, but they're like trying to cut your senses.
I'm going to try to concentrate on my human form.
Sure.
To help with the music, I summon my dancing lights and kind of like have them circle around him to try
Oh,
and
shit, it's a
help
rave.
him see more
I was
clearly.
just going to say that. Great, now it's a rave.
Use Maxwell. Use rave to summon Claude.
Brave powers activate.
I
yeah.
also, to keep in mind with the trying to actually help him get back to, to himself, I summon my mage hand and kind of like, pat him on the back a bit to try and like
I bet
see
you're
if I
gonna
can get
slap me.
something. No.
Yeah.
I'm using like all of my spells to help.
You'll try to concentrate on being like even like if you're assuming that maybe you're like somehow like when that like blast happened that kind of knocked you into that dream, something happened that like messed with you, like that maybe like you're stuck in like something's wrong with you because of the drugs. You're sort of concentrating on returning to like a normal rather than being like in your illicit form, and you will eventually be able to like return to like your human form and kind of like revamp yourself and be like, oh god.
What the hell happened?
Well, remember what happened when I first met you?
I do now.
You were in that
that
form.
was always kind of foggy.
Yeah. It was kind of surreal to see that. I haven't seen that for several hundred years. I think you gave our friends quite the scare with that, even if it was unwillingly.
Carrie, are you okay?
Define okay.
Oh, fucking hell, Claude. A lot
What
of shit
happened to you?
Oh, fuck.
Well,
a lot.
You're right. Wait, that's Carrion?
Yeah, that's Carrion.
Yeah.
What happened to you? You look like even more of a demon.
Thanks for... Yeah. Yeah, I do.
The devil's in the details.
Oof.
Oh, Radiant, thank God you're okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank God you're, well, only part demon. I think something was trying to transform you into a full demon. Oh, God.
Yeah, that was my grandfather. Fuck him.
What do you mean, your
Anyway.
grandfather?
Did
You
you
look
not remember?
really- He visited you?
More like I visited him. Kind of. It was weird.
You don't have any more of that drug, do you?
No,
Good.
and...
How did he visit you? Through some sort of demonic portal?
I took some drugs. Oh yeah, you didn't know about the drugs, did you?
I mean, I knew you
shit.
took them, but I didn't know the severity of what happened between them.
Nope, different drugs.
These
Different
were
drugs.
drugs that we purchased in them.
Did he alter your mind or something?
No,
I kind of...
maybe no. I'm just gonna give a quick rundown of everything that happened during my dream to everyone.
So you're telling me this dream of yours physically altered your body?
I think what the problem is, it sounds like the ritual may have stopped you from transforming. It might have been done to all of your siblings, too. You forget your grandfather's an elder demon. Very powerful. A normal half-demon might be just normally like you are, from like a lesser demon. But one of his power, it might be too much. It might be corrupting your form. And we have to be careful of it. Ugh. I think you broke part of that seal by... Oh, Jesus.
By taking drugs.
No. I think it's less that you took drugs and more that you opened up your mind in a way. Oh, God.
Usually that's what happens when you take drugs. Radiant, maybe go take a nap.
I
Is
feel
it-
very bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hold up Radiant
I...
to try and help give her stability.
No, it's both good, though, too. By taking on some of your power there, I think I remember things. Oh, God.
So what happened to Radiant? Was she just freaked
Shit.
out about
Oh, God. This is the first time you've ever heard her cat curse.
no.
Oh, God.
Hey, maybe we should... Is there a healer somewhere here?
I give healing.
this? Wait, I also
Oh,
heal.
like-
Did she get actually hurt or what happened
Holy
here?
crap. I
Do
think
you
I'm...
want to
I
take a
think
rest,
I'm...
Radiant?
I think I'm the spiritual reincarnation of an angel, of the daughter of an angel and a vampire. Oh my god.
Holy shit!
What?
Did you also take these drugs?
Ah, no. But remember I
No,
said my
she-
memories were messed up. Holy crap. Ah. I
Are
think...
you sure you don't want to lie down and sleep?
No, it's weird. It's really weird. I probably want to sleep. Oh god. My existence is really twisted. Ah.
Is
Shit.
any of us not completely screwed up in some way?
I don't
I'm
know.
fine.
Guys,
Oh my lord. Can I
There's
can
the
I play the
bitch
song of Can I play the song of healing right now to like try and like help everyone?
Sure, they'll just get some better rest.
Okay.
But you know, you'll have some time to kind of rest up with like the revelations of the weird shit that's going on in your lives now.
I
Some
still have some
changes to-
questions for the party members.
Okay. Why don't we
Um,
finish those before we go to break? Because I kind of want to do our
okay.
time skip before we go to break. It's gone a little later now, so we'll probably just do the one big break in the middle. We'll do a little bit of a longer break. Because I was
Okay.
hoping to get like split up like that, but it's gone. It's gone a little later than I wanted. So-
Okay, yeah. Well, I was gonna ask these physical changes, like, are these simply cosmetic or?
Wings.
listen, man, I have no fucking clue.
What do you mean? It's your body. How do you not know?
Listen,
You completely
I don't.
understand your tongue?
yeah, listen, you got a fucking silver tongue in your skull, and suddenly I have wings. This is
Okay,
a new
alright.
development. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna probably puncture myself with these things at least 4 times before I get used to them. So yeah, not having a fun day. Everyone else is not also having a fun day.
Mine has been
Still
written
Feel like
sane.
yourself, despite these changes.
What are you saying? Mine's been pretty good.
No, I'm saying mine's insane. I'm the only one left standing who didn't fall unconscious at
I
some.
think the only one who's having a normal day is Wintress.
Yeah, she's playing music.
And this is gonna be joining in the duets. Yeah.
Maxwell, if you're asking if I want to kill you any more than you,
What was that?
We're
Carrie?
having a fight over the genre, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh,
my lord.
Maxwell, if you're asking if I want to kill you any more now, the answer's no.
That's not what I
I'm
was
not-
referring to. I was more concerned about your well-being rather than your murderous intent toward me.
Do you want to kill him any less?
If anything, I'm actually more concerned that you would bring that up.
Listen, I'm not fine, but I think most of this is cosmetic. There may be some weird shit power that I don't know. Apparently, I'm the spiritual successor to my grandfather, and that's fucked up. I hate that dude.
I can't help but be a little bit just in the slightest bit concerned. Do you? I almost feel like we should keep a closer eye on you now with your.
What are you, demonist?
I mean, I'm pretty unnatural, so like you know, we should keep a close eye just in case anything even more unusual happens, lest your
Well-
mind wander.
Listen, I'm gonna send a letter to my father, and that's gonna go over well because we have exposures.
How will it reach him underwater?
no, we're not.
You
Are we?
actually
Are we
are.
not?
Yeah.
You're in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are underwater.
I'm sure there's messengers
Yeah,
that can
There's,
get a message above ground.
I'm sure. There's also bottles as well. Perfectly fit for a scroll of paper to fit inside them.
Message in a bottle.
We're not messaging in a bottle, Carrie's father.
Mm,
But, I mean, worst case scenario, I go demon crazy and kill you all. Best case scenario, I hide away for the rest of my life. And
Can
hope
we-
nobody finds me.
Can you make us a promise just for the sake of our safety in addition to yours? Can you stay away from those hallucinogens?
Or do you think that I want to take any more of this drug? I'm gonna stick with my fantasy weed for now.
Well,
Which reminds me, I'm gonna pull out a pipe. I need to chill the fuck out before I go crazy.
I'm gonna offer you some of my weed.
I'm just gonna play some music for you to fall asleep to.
Can I have some of that?
Yeah, you can have some.
It's been a messed up day.
Should we tell any of this to Wintress? Well, she'll see, but...
Well, I'm gonna tell her a very edited version because she's a little too...
she's
I
too
don't
pure
wanna-
for this world.
I don't want to say innocent, but she is a little bit more pure than the rest of us.
I can see that.
Yeah, no, I can agree.
And I don't want to ruin her life by saying, hey, by the way, your best friend, might be the next ruler of the claw.
Maybe one of us should break to her your newfound form, at the very least, before you speak to her.
I don't
I'm
know.
just gonna run up to her and say, hey, look how... And she's gonna freak the fuck out and think it's awesome.
I can never really tell how Wintress will react, so for all we know, that could be valid.
She always thinks that I look cool when I'm demony. Now I'm even more demony. I fucking hate that.
I didn't really have any other questions for the party aside from that.
Thought people were racist before.
Anyway, do you want to handle that before we go into break?
Do we want to what?
Do you want to handle that meeting with Wintress before we go to break?
Well, here's just one question. What would Wintress do if Carrie ran up and said, hey, look how fucking I am now?
She'd go, you're a demon now! Because she's extensively studied demons.
Oh my lord. And time skip.
I knew how I expected it to happen.
Yep.
She's a freaking demon.
She's a freaking demon now. But we're going to take a break. It's going to be a little bit longer, so we're going to come back in like 5 or so minutes or something. So if you need to use the bathroom, grab a drink, grab a snack, or like that, I'm going to aim for that kind of time period. Go ahead and do it. It's been a little bit of a longer one here. So we're probably only going to do one break here. Just split it up just because of the nature of today, because it's been a lot of like interesting story beats. And we'll go to our big time skip when we return. A month will go by. So in the meantime, go take care of that stuff, and we'll see you in a minute.